Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day, a good morning, a good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. So I thought I would pop on because I had taken much needed time off and just kind of fill you in on what's going on with LQ's shop. So we had some events. Our last event we did was the Yuba Sutter County Fair, which that was 4 days of excitement, fun. We met, a really nice lady next to us. Hi, Deborah, if you're watching this. And, just all kind of stuff. We got custom orders from and everything. So I wanted to kind of come on, kind of tell you what was going on with LQ Shop. Give you just some updates of some upcoming things. So I'm going to start with the housekeeping stuff first. So just to give you an idea of where we're going to be. So we're taking kind of a much needed break because we are updating the website, getting things in order of stuff that should have been gotten. And I thank you to my brother, my mom, my daughter, my husband for putting up with me and all the craziness and things like that. But we're getting it together now where I think what we're doing now is going to set us up to be successful, to hopefully tough out the tough times that we're all in right now and probably still going to be facing for a little while. So we're doing those kind of ties and changes. So we're updating the website. We're not to mentioning we're getting rid of, we're clearancing out some old products. We're trying to come out, which brings me into my next segment. Here is we're going to be clearancing out items as well as, and they're like last year's Christmas stuff that I made didn't sell, and I can understand because really we didn't do any events towards the end of part of the year. We are going to this year, and I'll get to that in a minute. But so I just was kind of hoping I'd have traffic come to the website, which, hey, we're still gonna do the website. We're getting custom orders in and stuff. So business, it has been picking up a little bit, which is good. And considering how things are going, so we are very appreciative for every order we get. We are more than appreciative than So on that, we're doing that. So I'm going to show a little bit of things and a little bit here of what we're doing. But I also wanted to give you an update on where we will be. So knowing that we're doing this and refreshing stuff, as you'll see, the website will reflect all what's going on. As you know, we do try to post on the website, when events coming up. So the 2 events that we're on the books for at the moment will be at the end of September. I myself will be going traveling again. One of the second to the last trips that I have, I'll be in Arizona at the end of next month, over at Spellbinders with the it just skipped my mind, the Oh What Fun event in Arizona. So yeah, I know I'll be traveling to hot Arizona, but luckily everything is all in the same hotel. So there's that. The only time I'll be traveling is to and from the hotel, and a special trip to the scrapbook store that is just out of this world there. And so I hope to go in there and get, buy some stuff and do some footage. But anyway, so that's there. But September, we are going to be at these 2 events. The first one will be, as we were a few months ago, the Friday night in Roseville, California, which is going to be on September 25th. It's going to be, basically, it goes from like 5 to 8. Sometimes it could go a little bit longer, depending on how many folks are still coming through. But usually by 8, it's kind of like it's shut down. So if you're in the area, come out and see us. Say hello. We'll have as much as we can there. We'll have t-shirts there, as well as some of our new Christmas stuff we're going to be launching and things like that. I'll get to more to that in a minute. The next event we're going to be at, which is the next day, we're going to be basically 30 minutes from there in the town of Elk Grove, California. Now we're excited. We're excited about the Friday night, but we're really excited about this. We are big, avid jazz lovers. And so we happen to kind of know one of the owners, or at least my aunt and my cousin do, the owners of the company. But anyway, there's going to be a big jazz festival coming up, and it's going to be at the Laguna Town Hall Amphitheater in Elk Grove, and it's September 26th. I believe it's going to go, I think it opens at 1, it's going to go till 9, but it's going to be a whole big old jazz day festival. And I'm excited because, don't get me wrong, I like my other jazz artists, Bonnie James, Rick Braun, Huge Groove, all those, you know, smooth jazz artists, but it'll be nice to hear some people that we've never heard before. This is a whole new lineup of people that we have never heard, but we like their music. So that's going to be fun. So if you happen to be in those areas on the 25th or the 26th, come out to see us and say hello. So now on to the other part of this. So as I said, we're making changes to the website. So we're clearing some stuff out. I'm also going to do just a small haul here to show you of some things we'll have on the website that I'm taking pictures of. You know, I'm trying to get up. If it's not me, then it'll be my daughter. But that stuff, let's say we made that it didn't, you know, necessarily pass the cuff of we're going to sell it. But hey, somebody still may want it. It's not perfect stuff, but it's still stuff that you can use around your house. If you have kids, you don't mind, you're not going out anywhere, and you want to, you know, buy some stuff, hey, this is what we'll have. So the first thing I'm going to be putting up is these lovely little things here. So we made glass tumblers, and we only did a few. We did a flower one. We did this one that's called Raised in the 80s, and then we have another one. Well, these two were really hard to just get the image on there, as you can see. And so what's damaged about this is from the tape from when I was firing in the thing. So yeah, it just, the image didn't come out right. So we'll have this on the website for like clearance for like $3. This one here, we had a bunch of these, and yes, they will come with glass straws. This one I think didn't, so there'll be one that may not have a glass straw, but yeah, majority all of them will. So we'll have this one. This one is called Raised in the 80s. So much fun. No evidence, because we all know we didn't have cell phones like we did, so hey, it was fun if you were in that era. So it's just really fun, you know, with like CD, the big floppy CDs, tape disc. Speaking of that, some of these things are coming back. Anyway, the Polaroid camera and things like that. Well, as you see, what's wrong with this one, it's faded out. So it's not perfect. Like I said, this is when we were first starting to do this. We're going to get back into glass, you know, cans and tumblers and things like that. And you kind of refer to both of them as is. But anyway, so this one will be on there for $3. Like I said, this is just a few things that I grabbed. Not to mention, too, we'll have Christmas in there. So this is a Christmas ornament that I did. And what's special about this one is it actually lights up. So there's a LED light that goes on top, and you can hang it on your tree and stuff. And the one that I did was 2025 was Chaos. Well, I made a bunch of these, and they didn't go anywhere. So I will be clearancing these out because, as we all know, 2025 was a weird year too, just like 2026 is starting to shape up. Speaking of 2026, we've had the shirt for a while. If you've been to any of our pop-ups, we have one that it says 2026, and it's on the picture of a dumpster fire. I think that's kind of how we all feel. So it's a limited, you know, thing, but you know, hey, so we've got shirts and t-shirts and things. They're up on the website. Check it out. So there's that. Then I also made another ornament, and I have a bunch of ornaments. So this one was like our first house. If you got lucky and bought a house in 2025, here's one, you know, that you may want to commemorate your first house. And as you see, it's like, you know, on the chapter of, or like a book ornament, because we all know buying a house is like the next chapter in your life. starting a new chapter. So that was kind of the thing, you know, the reasoning behind this. So I'll have this in there. It'll be marked down. Next, I had this little ornament, and these are just displays. I have many more that will be, you know, done. They'll have, like, you know, their little ribbon that you can just get and hang. But this one says, first Christmas as grandparents. If you became a grandparent in 2025, this one is, you know, a good one right here. You know, so we'll have check the website. It'll be on there. The next one I made was this one, our first Christmas engaged. If you got engaged last year in 2025, you may want to mark it as, hey, that was a special year. We got engaged. So there's that. And then the last one was our first Christmas married. If you won it after you got engaged, or let's say you did get married last year, here's an ornament that, you know, commemorates that year of you being married. So these things will be in the shop. We will have them there marked down and everything, because we coming out with some new ones. So there's that. So that's just the scratch. We'll have our favorite, probably the older one that we sold last year of Santa. We've come up with a newer Santa tote bag this year, a little bit more festive, so we'll have that. So that'll be in the shop too. So next, here's some more stuff that it just, after we got into it and we made it, it just didn't, and I apologize for the rattling, but I'll take them out so you can actually see them, the images a little bit better. So like this one, we made that it was on like a canvas tote bag, and it's got a zipper pouch and everything that, you know, you can use for just about anything, makeup or anything. And we put on there, be real, not perfect. Now, is that saying not true? But as you see, it's fadey and everything. It wasn't the best after we made it, so we'll have a few of those, you know, in the clearance section. Next, here's another one that we have too, that it's just, you know, not in the best after we played around with it, but it actually has a handle. So we have a few of these, but it says, I've got it all together. I just forgot where I put it. Hey, isn't that true? We've all been looking for stuff and then can't remember exactly where we put it. So, you know, here's this one. You know, we have a few of these that we'll have, you know, up on the website for sale. And then here's another one. Let's see. So I'll have this one. Now this one is a bigger, like a zipper pouch. So here's this with the zipper, you know, again, you know, open it up, let you look and see. And some of these I haven't touched in a while myself. So yeah, but this one says, nope, not today. So there's that one. But as you see, you know, again, they just didn't pass our snuff test, but hey, if you don't mind it, they still work just as good and everything. So we'll have these in the shop marked down. Not to mention some of our favorite kitchenware that we like to make will be in the shop as well. Now, we're not getting rid of her, but some of the ones that we did, like if you're familiar with sublimation, and as you can see, there's a shadow kind of like behind her. So I don't know, when we were putting it through the heat press, you know, something's going on, but she's kind of got a little bit of a shadow effect to her. So not the most perfect, but we're going to sell them for clearance. So we'll have a few of these, you know, on the website for clearance, you know, if you're interested. And then, not to mention, I made a bunch of these for the book lovers out there. Here's this one. So this one says, I do dishes and fiction only. Well, as I just mentioned on the pot holder there, on the kitchen towel, there's like this shadowy effect back there that I don't know if it's coming up good on camera, but that's just the one. So just kind of messed up in the heat process, but yeah, we'll have this on in there, you know, marked down at clearance. We'll have some of our shirts. This is one of our biggest sellers, and we want to say thank you to all of those who bought this, because this is a message that resonates with us all. Pray with me, don't play with me. So we're not getting rid of this, but we have a few where, you know, like here, I believe, you know, we didn't the weed out off because we use at the time we were using our Cricut to cut out the stuff and then iron on the letters and stuff. So it's not necessarily the perfect. I don't remember exactly what was up with this one, but yeah, I think the letter there, and I know some of the things didn't do. So we'll have this one in there marked down. Another one that we did, and it's not that we're gonna get rid of this particular design, but we had some that, like in this case, where, you know, it got kind of marked up in there and stuff. And so if you can see that, you know, what's going on with this. So I'm just pointing out some of the flaws so you know what you're getting when you're buying this stuff for clearance. We'll definitely try to have it marked in the description. But this one is girls trip. So if you have some friends, you know, that you're planning a big trip, if it's in the rest of this year or next year, and you want to get shirts to commemorate that you're going on a big old girls trip, we do have the shirt on the website. But then, like I said, there were some that did have flaws that we're just like, you know what, we can't sell that, we're gonna mark them down. So that is what's up with some of those items that will be on the website and marked down at a, you know, at a good price for anybody who's interested in purchasing. So I thought next I would kind of move on, because I did kind of say that I would talk about some of the markets that we have been to in the last months in our experience. And I'm kind of going to tie this up a little bit quickly. So we started out this year, we were supposed to go to a market in Roseville. And it's through the same company that does the Friday nights. And we know things happen and things come up. But the first one, it got canceled. And it was like at the 0 hours. I was running around, you know, trying to get stuff together the night before. My mom, you know, and then we'd already had a game plan of how we were going to sell. We'd got things up. Something said, go check the email, Cleta. So that's what I did. It got canceled because of something about the traffic was the park was going to be shut down, the roads leading to it. So it's like, but you have known that for ahead of time. We would have thought that they would have given us early notice, but it wasn't. But it worked in our favor because we got to able to get a refund and choose another event. So that was that one. Our next event we went to, I believe, was it the Berry Fest? No, it was another Friday. It was another Friday night that we went to. That one we did really well. We did really better than we thought. That was no, it wasn't. I take that back. Sorry about that. We've done a few in town. Our next one after that was up in, as you all gonna know, I live up near Yuba City, Marysville, here in California. So the next one we did was up in Yuba City, and it was the 7 Mile Market. That one was okay. Not for us, I'm gonna be honest. We didn't sell anything, but it was okay because it was an eye-opener of that, you know, what to take and kind of know your audience at some of these events that you're going to. I think we had just about all of our products there, but there were a few products that we probably should have held back that really wasn't for that particular market. So lesson well learned. So we kind of knew. So that's when we started taking out certain things. There's a shirt that we have online, you know, that we don't necessarily ourselves, you know, do it. And it's our 420 shirt. And we have it on there. We don't, you know, promote it or anything in any way, but hey, if you do it, you do it. So be it. That is your choice. It's just a shirt that we made in fun for just something that we know is big and but it didn't sell as well as we thought. So we actually pulled that one and said, okay, we're going to hold back. We're only going to bring that shirt out around a certain time of the year and promote it then. So that's what we'll do. So like I said, lots of lessons learned when we went to that one. The lady of the event, really nice. Not sure if we're going to go back and, you know, ever do that again, but it was a lesson well learned. Our next event after that was actually here in my hometown that we did, and it was over at one of the local elementary schools. Big confidence booster, because after coming off of that, we were like, oh man, okay, hopefully this is not going to be how our season goes. I wonder it's not. Well, we actually sold a little bit. I made, as you'll start to see on the website, jewelry. And so I just am keeping things simple. I'm kind of shopping all over at local stores to get gems and necklaces and things like that and put them together and then just sell them. And that's what I did. So our first few that I had, I actually put them together and we sold a few at the event. And it was around Mother's Day. And so I'd made a Mother's Day card, you know, had that. So we actually sold a few. I had also came up with the Mickey Minnie graduation cards. You know, we had a few that we sold there. So it was kind of a good little start for us to the season. That's when things kind of started turning around. And like I said, that's when we started to change things about how we were going to do it. So there was that one. Our next big event after that was the it was the Berry Festival up in Woodland, California. And that one was fun. It was a 2-day event. It was berry themed, but it was fun. But that was one of our first biggest ever money makers that we had in 2 days. We made what we paid for the event back on the first day, and on the second day, that was just extra added on, and our products were a big hit. Our two big, you know, ones that did really well. We actually had other products that we've been carrying around with us for at least the last year. We sold a few there. So it was just really one of our good events that we know we will go back and do again next year. Next event after that was we went back to Roseville. That was our first Friday night that we did. That one was fun. That was our second biggest money maker that we had. Not as much as the Berry Festival, but I want to say we did okay in the festival. And stuff. And so we had people yet again come and pick up on our 2 shirts that are like our biggest sellers. So as we're starting to I moved things around and changed things by yanking the ones that we did that we know wasn't getting any kind of performance, and knowing, okay, we're going to put these off in a certain thing, helped us a lot. So there was that one. So then that was Friday night. Our next biggest one after that, because we decided to gear up to get ready, was our one, which was the Yuba Sutter County event that we did, about a month ago now. That was 4 days, but it by far was our biggest money maker of the year. It was just so much fun to do it. We actually sold out of our one shirt that we did, which was 4th of July theme. We sold out of one of our other ones, which was the Crazy Train shirt that we do. That's one of our bigger ones. We had to come back like the second night and make some more because we were selling just that many. It's like, wow, that was really awesome. We had a whole lot of fun doing it. But boy, were we tired after the event. So we were supposed to be getting ready to go do another county fair here in August, and I just couldn't. After our big money maker there and kind of seeing how things were going. Yes, and they're, like I said, but again, I'm enjoying the time, much needed time off to be able to get some things together here, organized at home, which is what is enabling us to be able to start really changing things of how we do. Being able, we came across a really good a YouTuber that made a really nice video on, and I'm going to actually show this because, and I believe her name is Angela. I will try to link her information down in the description. It's actually Angela B Designs. She came up, if you're not following her channel, I'm going to say follow her channel. This is not mine, but it's a great. If you own a business, you know, and you're doing pop-ups and things, she came out with a really good craft business holiday planner to be prepared for this kind of stuff. And it's a good one. It's only 4 pages, but what she came out with is when to start planning for these, like Valentine's Day. You should start in November. List by December, market in January. Because like she pointed out in her video, Valentine's is kind of one of those ones that sneak in because it's right after Christmas. And before you know it, here's anything. Now, if you go into your local Hobby Lobbies, you can kind of see how the trends are changing because they're always ahead of everything. And if you haven't walked in one, go. The Christmas aisle is already starting on the end and working its way up. They've got like 2 or 3 aisles dedicated for Christmas, and it's coming up. As the seasons change, they're moving it up and getting more in. So Hobby Lobby is also an indicator. But I'm gonna say download and get this planner. Then she said Mother's Day, Father's Day. Design should start February. You should be listing by March. You should be marketing hard in April. So you kind of get where this is going. Halloween design starts May, June. List by July. Market hard in September because we know it comes up quickly. Christmas, same months, but you should be doing September and October, which is what we're doing. So we're kind of using this as a guide for us to be able to follow, to get going, to be able to do. So that's why I said, looking at this, really prompting to say, okay, no, we need the downtime. Let's take this time advantage to get stuff together, get better organized and things like that. And boy, we're taking it to heart. And it's a really good wake up for us, you know. So, and as someone said, we've been willy-nilly and they're like, no, we need to take this a little bit more seriously and plan accordingly. So, yeah, just a really good planner to have. So, I just wanted to come on to give you an idea of, you know, LQ shop and where things are going, you know, kind of, you know, an update on what, you know, we're doing and stuff like that. I'm still, again, working on the craft room. I mean, you know, LQ's Creations, that's in another video. I'm not even going to really talk about that. I just know I have other videos coming up for LQ's Creations. But LQ's Shop. Another thing, too, we use DTF printing. It's direct to film. So, this was actually a UV DTF sticker that I had done, and I haven't, like, you know, glued it or anything. I like it kind of here for obvious reasons, but we hope to get into this. But there's some other YouTubers out there that they kind of help, but they don't. So the printer we use is the HTV Ront, the D2 DTF printer that just came out a few months ago. It's like I want to do videos, but I'm not sure because I'm not the best at it. I'm still learning myself. I kind of know some of the tricks and the traits of it. If I think about it, I've been kind of toying around with the idea if I should put a video out, if I shouldn't put a video out. Like, again, I'm not a resident expert on it. I'm always going to say, go back to the company themselves and talk with them. But I know there are probably a few little tricks that probably actually does need to be addressed on really how to use the printer or some other little quirky issues. So I'm thinking about it. If it's something you think you're interested, let me know down in the description box. And if I get enough good response, I'll try to put together a video to come up with it. But I'm also going to say, interact with me down in the description box. If you have an idea and you think it's something the LQ shop should be doing and it's not copyrighted, because that's one thing we don't want to do is copyright, even though we do use sites like, you know, Creative Fabrica or Design Bundles and get things. So certain designs we know that we're in the process that we created that we're getting copyright. There are other designs that we've gotten from there that, hey, we think it fits what we like to do, we'll use it. But nor will we ever say that it's ours because it's something that we bought to get a commercial use for. So that's kind of like where we are. I also am going to be reaching out. There's an artist I met when I worked in the for the election polls in Yolo County. Beautiful designer that we ran upon. I'm going to be reaching out to her to ask her to do some designs for LQ Shop. So things that we're in the process of doing. But I know that I needed to come out with this video to help anybody who's into the marketing and thinking about that. So it's kind of a video that's kind of all bundled up in one. And as you can hear, the cuckoo clock is coming off. Yes, we are a little cuckoo around here. So I will wait for it to stop cuckooing. And so, yes. But anyway, on that note, I will go ahead and end this. I again just want to come on, give you an update of what's going on, and just get back to work and get going here. So we hope to see you out at our pop-ups. If not, please go on our website and check it out. It's LQ's shop. It's www.lqshop.com. And check it out. If there's something on there you want, again, follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We have a really, and I want to give a special shout out before I really leave, to our social media person. Actually, both. I want to give a shout out to our social media person, Kim, who was referred to us by Pitted Door Brews. Again, if you're in the area of Old Sacramento, go down and check them out. Or if you're at the state fair, which is going on right now, go over there and go check them out. They have a booth there. But anyway, Kim, I want to give a special shout out to you and say thank you for all that you are doing for us. It doesn't go unnoticed, and Warren, you're the bomb. Marissa, thank you, sweetheart, for just taking it over and working with Kim. I know you two ladies are going to do an excellent job of trying to get us going in that direction. So on that note, I am going to end this, and I will catch you in the next one.